Alright, hello fellow car enthusiasts. This is my 2017 Ford Focus RS. I just wanted to do a review on the Stoneguard that I had done recently to try to protect the paint a bit. The place that I went to, because I'm in Canada, was Auto Trim and Signs in St. Catharines, Ontario. And overall, I'm, to be completely honest, not overly impressed. The job that they did the roof, the trunk lid, the mirrors, those sections are pretty good. This one, you can't really see it, but the line where they cut it is a little jagged. Obviously, it's not too big of a deal. They did from this line of the fender up to here, which, I mean, I guess it's a decent coverage for what I paid. Did up to here on the hood. So from this line where my finger is down to that line, and then they did the whole front bumper. Now, the issues that I've noticed since it cured, now I had this done about 3 weeks ago. I think it's coming up on 4. As recommended, I waited for the Stoneguard to cure on the car, and I washed it after 2 weeks, just because I was having some issues with it curing on my end. And I've called them twice, left messages with the same person both times, and she said that I would get a phone call back, and I haven't, so now I'm making this video. Now, I don't know if you can actually see that dirt line, but that is permanently underneath the Stoneguard, and obviously that ruins the look of the car. I mean, it's a Ford RS, it's, you know, $50,000 car. No one wants to have a protective film on their car with dirt stuck under it. And I know there's a warranty and all, but the person who runs Auto Trim Signs, his name's Rick, he hasn't got back to me. And it's been, like I said, coming up on probably about 4 weeks now. Called twice. Called 2 weeks in a row. Speaking to someone and leave my number. He hasn't gotten back to me. So, clearly he doesn't care. And, so, now I know a lot of you are probably going to wonder why the trim is not to the edges. I don't know if you can see this, but it doesn't actually wrap around. I guess that's just the way they do it. I know other places they actually will wrap around the edge, which obviously is a little bit better because you actually cover all of the panel, and then of course it minimizes peeling. Now, the front, they said it was going to be a little bit tricky to do, but that right there, that tiny thing, that's a bubble. I found some bubbles like that. They're pretty minor. However, the front section, so I've got that bubble, which the Stoneguard didn't actually stick to the car at all, so that's already peeling off. And I think they've actually cut the paint. It kind of looks like they cut the paint there when they were cutting that corner. See, there's that little white flake there. Kind of looks like the paint's come off. And then moving over to the bottom, this piece is really bad. It didn't stick at all. There's a lot of dirt in there. So this is the passenger side front of the car, and there's a line where they cut it, kind of bubbled, and the Stoneguard's not really covering the bumper there. For the most part, the front section here, where it's kind of got like the fish lip look to the front bumper is pretty good. Coming over to the driver's side, there is a section, so this is covered. This right in here, where my finger is, basically, I don't know if you could see it, but the Stoneguard stops here and runs along there. So this whole section, about probably the width of my finger, isn't even covered by the Stoneguard, and it's pretty identical on the other side. And again, you still goes up here. You still have that dirt, the bubbling. The dirt's permanently under there. And then again, on the other corner as well. I mean, I don't know if you can really see. There you go. So that's how much didn't actually stick. Now, obviously, I didn't install it. I've never installed Stoneguard before. I've only dealt with vinyls. I don't know how this stuff works. So the last thing I wanted to do was start messing with it and, be accused of messing it up to get a free, I don't know, warranty coverage or something. Never done. But I haven't touched any of this. I haven't picked at any of it. I strictly washed the car and called the guy twice. Left messages with the lady there, his receptionist, if you will, and haven't heard back. So I don't know if he's ever going to call me back. I'm probably going to call him again, see what's going on, because obviously, when you provide a service, customer service is just as important as the workmanship that you put into it. And regardless of the car, this car is pretty expensive, but as a brand new vehicle, whether it's Ford, Mercedes, whatever, there should be a lot more respect, especially to, a brand new car. If you're going to put Stoneguard on it and, protect it, you should be passionate about what you do, and I'm passionate about my cars, and to me this is absolutely unacceptable, and, it should be, the situation should be rectified, either should be redone completely, or maybe get my money back, I don't know. But yeah, so a lot of the issues that I've shown, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. So you have the sections where it's cut, where it doesn't quite fit, so you have pieces, see right here, so this is where the Stoneguard ends. This right here, where my thumb is, that is open paint. It's not protected by the Stoneguard, and so that is a huge issue, and I don't know if you can actually see it or not in the photo, but there's also some spots where there's fuzz. I showed you the one where there's a bubble. There's several of those, several pieces of fuzz underneath the Stoneguard. I know those things are kind of minor in the grand scheme of things, but the huge issue for me is that the fitment is really off, and around the fog lights, show you again, that is not on whatsoever. There's dirt building up there, and then again, show you the hood. So that's dirt that's all stuck there permanently. So every time I come out to my car, I have to look at that. The only way I'm not going to notice that is if I'm standing like 20 feet from my car. So every time I go to wash my car, I'm going to see this. Every time someone comes up and looks at my car, they're going to see it. It's not something you just hide. So in terms of the front end, the hood has dirt underneath the Stoneguard, around the fog lights. Again, same issue. A lot of peeling. A lot of sections where the Stoneguard just didn't stick to the paint. It didn't adhere or whatever. Lack of coverage. And, at this point, I don't really know what to do other than to make an honest review. And, I'm really disappointed in auto trim and signs. That's the company that I went to. You know, regardless of how much you pay for something, this really goes back to the workmanship and the people installing it. And if they're not going to do their job properly, then they shouldn't be touching cars at all. Doesn't matter if the car is $50,000 or $5,000. People who are passionate about their cars, like myself, they want quality. They go to someone they trust, that person or individual's company, to do a good job. You're paying hard-earned money to, install a Stoneguard, for this example anyway, to protect the paint, to try to preserve a car that's really, really expensive. And even if you were to buy a Mercedes or something that has special metallic paint, you want to protect the paint. You don't want to be going to a company where they're just doing a quick job, and they don't really give a shit. So, and as far as I can see, just by those few examples, I might have missed a couple of them, just because there's so many on both sides of the front end. But these examples are, reasons that I would not recommend that company. I would not recommend that business at all. That is really disappointing, and I don't know what else to say other than I don't recommend that you go to them. If you are looking for Stoneguard or anything other to protect your car, the clear bra, do your research. Definitely don't go to auto trim and signs. I just showed you the proof. Like, they don't know how to wrap a car, or at least they don't know how to wrap a Ford RS.